Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners. Oh, UV.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
Hello, everybody. Well, my. Well, look what we found here. A bunch of skewers waiting for old Ranger J 1999 to kick off the Wednesday Hump Day stream here at RSG, the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes as we celebrate Hump Day, and of course breaking down the latest and greatest in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news and notes and give you a little bit of insight of what it all means. Glad to have you guys here. As I said, I'm your boy Ranger J 1999 hanging out with you guys as we kick off Celebration. Oh, I'm excited, folks. My God, with Celebration starts tomorrow. I am over the moon. Cannot wait. I'm so happy. It's a celebration of Star Wars. And then Friday, we've got Kenobi coming out, which I'm over the moon to can't wait to see. So yeah, I am exceedingly happy that it's a celebration. So get your ass in here. The water's fine. As we do the Hump Day routine here on RSG, where we break down the latest and greatest news and then interact with you folks. So glad to see you guys in chat. Come on in. The water's fine. As I said, there's no blue stains or anything. It's clean. It's got chlorine. It's good. You know what I mean? Jesus. It's so, how can you not be happy? It's Star Wars week, for Christ's sakes. I mean, come on. It's Star Wars week. Kenobi is less than 48 hours, guys. Come on. Damn it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I cannot wait. Now, as a programming note, Friday, I've decided not to do the lunch stream. Why? Because I'm going to be running all day in Discord until happy hour that Friday night, where we have happy hour, of course. We have to have happy hour. But up until that point, I'm going to run in the Discord all day, episode 1 and 2 of the Kenobi series for you guys, so we can have fun and watch the show. And for you guys that don't have Disney Plus, just come in the Discord, have some fun, come watch the show over and over again. I'll run episodes 1 and 2 back to back as many times as it takes, so we can get lots of people enjoying that. So yes, that'll be a lot of fun. So glad to have you guys here on a Wednesday. This is just a goofy show where we interact and hang out with you folks and break down the latest and greatest news and discuss it or whatever else is on your mind about the game. I'm cool with the game. Now, we did have a little mini update today. Some people are not too happy about it. Some people are very happy about it, that it's finally here. So mixed views in the community. I'm of the opinion we'll get to it when we get to it. So there you go. But it's Star Wars Celebration. It's a celebration. The stickiest to the ickiest. You want to talk it up with the old boy Ranger J 1999? I'll offer you a truce. Come on in. Let's talk some Star Wars. Let's talk some Celebration Week. Let's go, baby. I'm hyped. Let's get hyped, yo. Come on. Celebration. All right, so if you're new to the stream, this is an interactive stream. We like to interact with you guys. So if you have any questions or stuff you want to pose in the chat, you can see there's a good example from our good longtime viewer and or VIP, Wildest23. Give an example. If you have a question, that's how you should put it in the chat. Question, space, the word question, space, and then what you want to write. Comment, question, whatever it is you want to do it like that so I can see it, scoop it up. That's how we do it here at RSG. And then just be social, be interactive. Say hi to me, say hi to all the skewers. We do that during the lunchroom. We do that here. We just like to have fun. Keep it civil, of course. Name calling, bullying, all that crap will not be tolerated at me. I don't care how long you've been with here. I'll time you out in a second. Start getting nasty. So, but let's be cool. And how can you not be at Celebration? Kenobi, celebration, Kenobi. Let's go. I mean, come on. So, but it is. I am drinking some bourbon. Been a busy day, as is tradition. In history, Ranger Day, 1999 is once again partaking in said bourbon, and that's what he does in the wild. All right. I said not a lot of news. We're going to cover the news. It'll be a shorter stream. Not a ton of stuff going on. Just as a programming note, tomorrow I'll have the lunch stream. We're going to do my JSC then. So we'll do JSC tomorrow during the lunch stream, as is tradition. And then tomorrow night, we should hopefully get the GA Center with myself and Nev in there. And then Friday, as I said, we're going to run the Kenobi thing all day. And then Friday night, we'll have happy hour, and then Saturday morning will be Jedi Academy. And I'm hoping Saturday night we might get some D&D in, so we'll see. Hope everybody's schedule works out, but there's been a lot of real life conflicting with D&D. It is what it is. So yee. So maybe we'll see what happens. So hopefully that works out. Okay. Anything else? Nope. I think we're good. I think that's all. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that jazz. You know how it is. It's a content creator, whether it's YouTube, especially on YouTube. If you want to help the channel, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you like the content. That way you can get those notifications on when we're going live. We do a lot of live streaming, blah, 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 yada, yada, humana. Okay, so that being said, I've been getting bedazzled by this since I did talk about this during the lunch stream, but I will share it. We've got the news here. Now you can see I've got the Proving Grounds thing up because I was reading through it again just to make sure I had my head wrapped around this. But this goes back to the post that was from today. The big news is the Proving Ground events introduced. Now, I've had a lot of people that are not happy about this, and then I have a lot of people that are quite happy about it. So I'm kind of the mindset that, I mean, it is what it is, folks. I mean... So, if you guys don't know, in the news today, first off, June's daily login unit will be Baze Malbus. Okay, yay! We hate the minstrels. That's right, I'm jumping right into the news, provided by Meathead from CG. The calendar, free calendar is Sith Marauder. Okay, cool, Sith Marauder. The big thing is we got Proving Grounds. So, Proving Grounds are in. Now, the requirements for Proving Ground, and this goes back to the post which came out, what is it, April 14th, they talked about Proving Grounds. I looked through this. I didn't see the GP requirement in this. They did talk about everything else that would be associated with Proving Grounds, but I think the thing that's got everybody a little bit, well, some people up in arms about this is the GP requirement. So that is, so I looked, I made sure that, did they say that there was going to be a certain GP requirement? No. But, I mean, I see it from both sides on this. So, if you're under 4 million GP, kind of see why you're a little, you're a little irked right now that you got to get the 4 million GP before you can start getting into Proving Grounds to help you catch up with these characters. So, I totally get it from your perspective that why you would be a little ticked off about that. But everything else with the Proving Grounds seems like what they put in that previous post is what it is. It's 20 shards, certain amount of crystals. You can do it a couple times and get up to 60 shards, I think is what we've looked at. I could be wrong on that number, but I think that's roughly what it is. And it's on par, a little bit better because it is a Conquest character. It's a little bit less than what you would pay for, I mean, for 60 shards, say 4,400 crystals or whatever it's going to be, because the first round's free, I think. It's actually better than if you were to get a marquee character with the 4,000 crystals and get 50. So 60 for 4,400 is not a bad deal compared to what's in the weekly shipment. That's where I'm making the comparison on. So it's, and that in that regard, it is what it is. But as I said, I'm getting a lot of different feedback. So people that are like 4 million plus, 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, I know quite a lot of them that are over the moon for this because They were able to do some of Conquest, but they didn't quite get there for some of these characters, and this will give them a great opportunity for them to go in there and get this. And so they're happy that Proving Grounds is finally here, that it's not going to take another 6 months or something before we get Proving Grounds. So on that side of the coin, I can see why people are happy about it. There's a chance for them to get caught up. They weren't able to get Red Crate. They weren't able to quite get those characters done. It hasn't been farmable. So on that side, I see it. And I also see it from the other point, you got to be 4 million GP. The Relic 3 requirement, I think it's fair. Out of the 2 requirements, I think the Relic 3 is fine. I've looked at a buttload of rosters. Trust me, at 4 million, if you don't have 3 or 5 Relic 3 characters, I don't know what you're doing. I've seen tons that have GLs, 2 GLs at that level, easily. I've seen, even if they didn't have GLs, I've seen them have Darth Revan, Gas, Jedi Knight Revan, CLS. I mean, they've got the whole kit and caboodle on that, working on their 1st or 2nd GL. I don't think the Relic 3 is any big thing. The 4 million one, I mean, so I was talking with Clayton on this on the VIP stream. Okay, why 4 million GP? Well, it is kind of what you need as a minimum requirement to get hard node. You can argue that there shouldn't be any number at all. My point in this is that, and I've always argued this about these characters, straight up. Why gate any of these characters? This is my big take on this. I come at this from the opposite view that I think CG is. For me, I think you should give everybody these characters. Why? Why does Ranger think that? Because I think it allows people, if you give somebody Cat, like we had for a lot of people that got Cat before they went crazy with Conquest, think about all those people that have Cat. What's their next thing they're going to want to do? They're going to want to go out and get those other characters to make her part of the GMK team. If you gave people Malgus, think about all those people that don't have Darth Revan. What are they going to go work on and maybe even spend some money? They're going to go bust their ass to get a Darth Revan because that's how it's, that's how it's going to play. Never quite understood what it is, but it's the way CG's doing it. So yeah. Now the other thing that I like that there's Proving Grounds for Conquest characters or special characters. I don't know why there's not a node for these. I don't think it's going to hurt anything if we had a node. I don't quite understand why we don't have a node for this. I'd like to see a node, whether it's Cantina, Fleet, Hard Node, I don't care, or in one of the stores as well, outside of the Conquest store. So, I mean, from CG's perspective, and I try to see it from both sides here, CG's trying to keep these characters very specialized characters that really do help your roster. So you can get them out of the Conquest store, and now you got Proving Grounds. Okay, I like to see it be expanded a little bit at other places. Of course, there's a lot of things I'd like to see them expand in other places, but, it is what it is. So, so I can understand your frustration if you're if you're not quite at 4 million GP, but say like you have a couple GLs, you could easily go in there and go get these characters. I can see why you would be frustrated and why you would be upset, and you have every right to be. I also see why a lot of people are happy about this that are above 5 million that, that finally, above 4 million that can finally go get these characters finished off because you weren't able quite to finish Conquest. These will just be the last couple times you have to do this. So, now, these are unique characters. Now, one thing CG has done very well, and there's a point of contention when it comes to Conquest characters. Every other character, characters, not ships. Conquest characters and ships, that's a separate issue. Every other character besides GLs are fast-tracked. You get double drops. So, and that I give CG a lot of credit. Now, the problem is, though, is that we have ships that are not fast track, that we've had longer than some of these characters that have been in the game that you still have to farm normally. Don't understand it. Don't get it. They should be expedited just like characters. So that's issue number 1. Issue number 2, Conquest characters. What's the balance here? So I mean, you have to understand. So I'm trying to think of this too from their perspective. How do players catch up, right? How are they supposed to catch up? I'm totally fine with Proving Grounds being not a one-stop shop. I think it should be more Proving Grounds on top of what else? So that's where I'm coming from on this. I think it should be, all right, you want to do proving grounds? Cool. Where else are you going to help these people? This is not like, you know, the only thing that the only way I look at this too is like cam shards. Similar, but not quite the same. But at least the same kind of idea is that it takes you a while to get cam. And if anybody that's done cam, fantastic, ridiculously good character, but it takes it takes a New York minute to get him because you're locked behind TV. You can only get so many at a time. It's really, really difficult to get. And it's kind of a frustration for the player base, right? Now, I know it's part of the progression in the game where you get to Lightside TV. Then once you do start, as your guild progresses, you start doing better in Lightside TV, getting more cam shards, yada, yada, yada. But it still takes a New York minute. But that's really frustrating to the player base because you have this character that you really can't do much with cam. He's okay at lower stars and gear, but he doesn't shine until you get into where I've got him at Relic 8 and, you know, with crazy mods, and he nukes. And that's the thing about these Conquest characters. They're really, really, really good. I mean, other than Dad Bod Boba Fett, let's be honest. These ships and characters are really, really, really good. Now, on the one hand, I like that there's another avenue that you can get them. It's different. It's something else. I think the Relic 3 requirements are fine. The 4 million GP, you can make the argument for me. I would not argue with you whatsoever. It could be lower. Because my perspective is everybody should be able to get these characters. I don't think there should be a GP gate on this. I see what they're doing, why they did it, because they're tied in. If you're doing hard node conquest at 4 million GP, which is the minimum requirement, maybe that's what they're doing. But all right, fine. I don't agree with it, but I don't. If you want to do proving grounds, which is totally fine, it should, as I said, it should be another avenue to get these characters faster. If you're not going to double drop these characters and you're not going to make it easier to get, and you want players to spend, okay, fine, but be reasonable about what the expectations are. Proving grounds should just be an avenue to help people finish. No, I'm not sitting on the fence on this one, Arnelli. I have no skin in this game, Arnelli. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. Honestly, it has no bearing on me whatsoever. Personally, as a player, I've already got all this stuff. So I'm trying to come at this and trying to see it from both sides. So, you know, if you want me to take a side on this, it's not an issue I'm really that concerned about. Sorry, I'm just not, Arnelli. There are other bigger issues in this game that I'm more passionate about. I'm more passionate about gear and the gear crunch because you can get 7-star characters all day long. If you ain't got gear to fix them, that's the bigger issue. Mods are a bigger issue for me than the damn whether we're getting gated on conquest characters. Again, mods, bigger component of this game. Stars and characters is important, but it has nothing related to gear, relics, and mods. That stuff will get me up and running and get me, get me more fired up. This doesn't get me fired up. I'm just trying to come from this because I really don't have any skin in the game on this one other than from representing the community. So, you want me to get fired up about this? I'm just not. I'm just saying, I get it. If you're upset with it, I'm not arguing with you. You have every right to be upset. I would like to see them have more avenues of approach for you guys to get it. But I'm just saying from the other side of the coin, I see how players are like, oh, great. I'm 5 million GP. I can finally go finish these characters. So some people are upset with it. Some people are not. I feel your pain. I feel your pain on this one way or the other. I'm just agreeing with you, but I'm just not passionate about it. There's not an issue that I'm going to get up in arms about when I think that there's more higher stuff on here. You can't get pissed off at every issue at this game. You're gonna have an early stroke because they're gonna do what they're gonna do. My philosophy is on this game is that there's a lot of stuff that I don't like. There's a lot of stuff that I do like. I try to work on the stuff with them and share and explain to them why this isn't good and why this is good and they should maintain it and why this is bad and why they should fix this. Do I agree with the 4 million? Nah, not so much. I think it should be lower, if not there at all. I do agree with the Relic 3. Seen too many counts at lower GP that the Relic 3, fine. What I think they should have done is just done Relic 3 as a requirement, and then you can kind of play with the mechanics and stuff and make it somewhat spicy so people can go in there and try to get it. But the 4 million thing, I know why they did it. I'm just not a big fan of it. So, and I also think that they also should have other places besides the Conquest Store that these characters should be farmable. Because players need these characters. I mean, it's a big deal. Commander Ahsoka is a big deal. Maul's a big deal. The prototype is a big deal. Razor Crest is a big deal. And I think having people getting access to these characters, especially at earlier GP, as I said earlier, I think it makes the game better, because if people get these pieces, they may not be able to gear them right away, but if they have them at 7 stars, it motivates them, I think, a lot better to want to go get this other stuff. Gating it behind like 4 million GP. Like, I think if someone said to me they were 3.9 million, and they were really upset, and I felt bad for them, because like, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right there, and this person has 2 GLs, but they can't really get in there to do it. And I'm like, yeah, from your perspective, I'd be a little ticked off. I mean, you got to set boundaries on everything, but I mean, what is the boundary that you're setting, as I think is the bigger question we got to ask ourselves, yeah. So, as I said, if you're pissed off about this, by all means, vent, be angry, I get it. If you're one of those players that's like, cool, I can go get my stuff, I got you too. I mean, there's always 2 sides of every coin. And then this is an issue for me that's like, okay, cool. You're upset, vent. I got you. I ain't gonna stop you. But if you're not, then I'm cool with you too. So yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point, Mr. Bone. The one thing when I went back and I looked at this, that's why I had it up for you guys. I was reading through this and I'm looking through everything that was going to be on here. It didn't mention anything about no 4 million GP. Everything else was on here. The crystals, the 20 shards, all that stuff is in this post. But there was no mention of a 4 million GP, which is a little bit poo-poo. I mean, that's a fair point. Because that wasn't originally, players weren't prepared for that. You didn't give them time. I hate when they do this stuff. You either communicate it or don't do it. It's simple as that. I mean, you can't sit there last minute, and then that's why I'm not a big fan of this 4 million stuff. You mentioned everything else. You mentioned, what it was going to be, and then you mentioned Relic 3. That's not a surprise. This is April. This was a month ago. So players were prepared to go Relic 3, and they're working on their stuff. And then at the last minute, you had a 4 million GP marker, which was not mentioned in the earlier one. You could have easily put that as part of what this post was. So, yeah, players have every right to be upset if they see the 4 million thing and they're pissed off because you didn't mention it. You got it. That's the big thing about communication. If you don't say it and then you add it and don't let players know about it, that's kind of shisty. I mean, it's, I know it wasn't on purpose. CG's, CG's, it's not their intention, but, it may not have been your intention, but that's the intent that seems to be stated by this coming in and saying 4 million GP when it rolls out. And that's really, that's why players are more upset about anything. It's not that the Relic 3s are out there. It's not that these characters are in proving grounds. It's you gated this thing for a lot of players that are under 4 million GP who have spent some money. Let's be honest, there's a lot of players at 3.3 that are newer players that have spent some money in this game. I know. They've got GLs. Christ, I've seen it. JMKC with Executor, they're like 3.5 million. It's like gross. You must be dominating your JAC, and then you tell them, oh, by the way, 4 million. Sorry, you can't do this event and get these other characters. Why limit it? These guys want to spend money anyway. Why not let them go in there and spend money? Christ in heaven. I would get rid of the 4 million cap, honestly. Or at least drop it to say like a 2 million or something, It's just Jesus Christ. Well, it depends on the thing, Morgan. It says, it'll only take 3 years to get capped, no refreshes. Well, for some players that might be the deal, but there's a ton of players that have a lot of cat shards that's not going to be the situation. So, well, why do they even have community managers? Someone's got to relay this stuff. I mean, the community manager's job is to relay this stuff. Listen, community manager gig is the stuff that Doja and Crumb do is they're just the messenger guys. Arnell, you don't want to go back to the dark times when we had no communication. Stuff would just roll out. We had no communication. I don't think anybody wants to go back to those times. Stuff would happen and we would have no response. We would have nothing. We had no way to talk to them. And I know Meat has been very good about being in the forums and listening and stuff like that. Well, I think they do listen. It's just a matter of, I mean, if you think about the changes that have come into this game, especially since they started communicating more, a lot of positive changes have happened. Well, I mean, that's not a fair assessment. They're horrid at their jobs. I mean, I don't think that's not a fair assessment. I don't think they're horrid at their jobs. Could they do some things better? Yeah, but I mean, they're human beings, for Christ's sakes. They're just trying to do their gig, man. I think that's unfair. Horrid job. I mean, what did you expect Meathead to do, but other than put out what he was told to put out, right? He did his job, did a good job at it. I mean, what more do you expect him to do? He's not going to tell you future stuff. He's not going to tell you some other things, but yeah. All right, then fine. Wolfell with, you know, no communication. Cool. See how that works out, Wolfell. Just see how that works out. As I said, go back to the dark times when we didn't happen. Now, I agree they messed up. 4 million GP, but to say that they're horde, Jesus Christ, that's God damn. Then what's the job if that's just what they're relaying it? Well, I mean, that's one thing is, so we're talking with Crumb and Doge, and I've had them on here, right? Their job is one, to put out the information that they're supposed to put out. The other two is to interact with the community and listen to them and then send that feedback to CG. They do that constantly. You know, I know Crumb, and he said it on streams. He watches streams. He reads the forums. You got to have some thick skin to do this job, because everybody and their mom's going to say, when things go right, okay, cool. But when things go wrong and people are not happy, then you're going to get the third degree, because they don't know who the developers are and everybody else. They're not going to go after them. They're going to go right to the source and the community manager and the people that are on the forums. You know, they're going to get their ass handed to them. You know, even though those guys, I know, I've talked to them, I've interviewed them, I talk to them all the time. They actually care about this game, you know, and they care about you guys. They're, you know, they listen to your feedback. Wolfell, keep it civil, brother. Keep it civil, brother. Keep it civil, man. If you're going to, what do I not get? If you're going to get ugly here, brother, I think you don't want me to get ugly with you, Wolfell. You know, I love you, man. You know, I love you very much, but don't go there with me, man. Don't push me on this, brother. I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit and going from both sides. Again, this is not an issue that I really want to get heated about. I get it. I think the GP thing's wrong, but I mean, what do we do from here? The bigger thing is, what's the solution? I call it like it is, and like you. Fuck you, Wolfell. Man, get the fuck out of here, Wolfell. Okay, now you went too far. Now, Wolfell, let's talk about who calls it like it is. I have ranted on CG and dropped more F-bombs on them than anybody. I call it more like it is than you do. At least I can be fair about it. I don't even know why you play this game, brother. All you do is get angry at stuff. I can do that too, Wolfell, so keep it civil, brother. I even asked you, said keep it civil, and you didn't. Jesus Christ, Wolfell. You want to go rock and rolling, brother? I'll rock and roll with you all day, but don't even sit there and try to say I don't call it like it is. I call it how I see it, and I drop how I see it's going down. And this isn't an issue that I want to get that heated about. The thing I'm heated about right now is your bullshit coming at me right now. You want to be fair? You be fair. Be fair about this. Damn. Gonna attack me for this issue, brother? As long as we've been hanging out and doing stuff? I call like it is and like you. Man, you ain't watched a lot of RSG stuff. People in the chat will verify that I have gone off on CG. Don't want to know what stream you're watching, brother. When I agree with something they do, I'm fair with CG. When they get it right, I'm going to be fair and say they got it right. And when they're wrong, just like recently when the damn Conquest drove me up the wall and I ranted and I lost my mind with them, absolutely. But Jesus, 4 million GP is what you're saying I'm not being fair about, and you're going off on me? I don't call like it is, unlike you. Get the fuck out of here, Wolfelt. Jesus Christ. What kind of nonsense bullshit statement is that, dude? Are you just trying to piss me off, man? We can have a discussion about this, and we can be fair, and we can say what we think about this. And I agree with you, Wolfell. It's not fair. I just said that, man. Are you not listening? I said the 4 million GP. I showed the post, said that's where they screwed up. I'm with you on that. And then just called him out. And then you make that stupid ass statement. God damn. All right, moving on. God damn. Yeah, I did notice that, Wellstone 3. I couldn't find big carrots. I have found a lot of baby carrots the other day in the store. You're right. That is true. Yeah, it's the same as 4 million GP. I know where they got it from. Should they have done it that way? No, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is, again, we adjust. CG does something, we adjust to it. We complain about it, we let them know that it's jacked up, and then we move on. And then we try to do the best we can with what we got, right? Yeah. And the thing is, I'm with you guys on a lot of this stuff. I just said, if you're pissed off, you have every right to be pissed off. What more do you want me to say? I'm not as pissed off, but I certainly feel your pain and suffering on this. You know, just because I'm not as heated, but I try to see it from that perspective. You know? I think that's a fair assessment. So, you know, god damn. It's supposed to be a celebration, Wolfell. And why are you upset with me, man? I'm not the one who did this shit. Go on the forums and yell at CG if you don't like it. You have every right to be. I'll support you in that. Get them. Go get them. Don't come at me with that nonsense. Damn. Got me fired up on Celebration Week. And the meeting ended on Zoom. Well, that's tradition. There we go. God. That being said, let's get through the rest of the news. Yeah, this is not a hill I'm willing to die on. If you don't like it, Ray Rock, I did get the red crate in Galactic Challenge. I did, so that'll be a little bit easier, and I'm happy. And I had to pull back what I said. I mean, speaking of going off, I was a little pissed off about the Inquisitor requirements, but I did get the Inquisitor requirements done. They weren't that bad. I thought they were going to be really bad, but even with low geared relics, or low geared mostly Inquisitors, the cheese worked. I was able to get red crate, so I can't really complain. I gotta say, I'm sorry, CG. I thought they were going to use some bullshit feats. They still a little bit are, but I mean, they were a hell of a lot easier than I thought. So yeah, I got red crate. So I had a little bit of a crow on that one. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, they did announce Grand Inquisitors coming in June. I don't know what the plan is, Nathaniel Morgan, for the kit reveal on that one. He's in the game, right? And we've seen all the other kits and everything that they've done. So he's in the game. I mean, you can go there right now in the Journey Guide and you can see a picture of him right now. Oh, the Galactic Challenge. Oh, God, the Galactic Challenge? Galactic Challenge. I don't even bother with that, dude. Yeah, I agree, Ogie D. I think that's one thing they should have said 4 million GP. Yeah, I think that's a total fair mark on CG for not saying that. Totally with you on that. Oh, the BS with clones. I got tier 9 at this point with these Inquisitors, and that last one was really jacked up. Kind of went off on that too. I was just like, okay, cool. I'll just get tier 9. I'm not going to spend an exorbitant amount of time with this. I mean, if my Relic 5 to 8 clones cannot beat that event because of the way it's designed, then I'm not stressing about it. It's like, okay, I'll take the tier 9 stuff and just do the best I can. So, you know, I mean, tomorrow, what do we got? Or Friday, we got Inquisitors. I can tell you what I'm going to do for that one. Same thing I did with the previous one. Get tier 9 and, you know, get the tier 9 rewards or tier 8, whatever, and call it a day. I'm not even stressing about it. So, I mean, there's not much you can do. We've been through this cycle before where they're putting out these ridiculous, you know, galactic challenges. The Inquisitor one didn't really take me by surprise. I kind of knew going into this that that one's going to be kind of not doable. The clone ones kind of threw me off. I'm like, well, wait a minute. What? I was like, what are you doing? You know, I didn't like that at all because I'm like, okay, now this is a little stupid. There's no way on this good earth that a person at my level that's got Relic 5 to 8 clones in different format with Bad Batch and everything. The only one I don't have Relic is Omega. She's Gear 11. Okay, that's fine. But I mean, it can't be beaten with clones. I just didn't want to go through the hassle of doing it. And it shouldn't be a hassle. This is a game, for Christ's sakes. I shouldn't have to do all this work, this extra work with moving mods. And a lot of people can't even afford to do that at this higher level because they don't have any credits because they're constantly working on mods. It's just one of those things where it's like, who thought of this? This was not well thought out, you know, as, you know, if you're trying to up the level, all you're doing is pissing off players. I mean, it should be tough. I think Galactic Challenges at tier 10 should be tough, but it should be doable. Where if you figure it out and you've got the right team, maybe, you know, 1 or 2, maybe 3 battles, you figure it out and then you're like, okay, cool, I'll get the rewards. And if you don't, then you're praying to the RNG gods, like with me with Inquisitors. But basically on the Inquisitor one, it's like, okay, I ain't getting this, so I'll just take my gear. I'll get my 8th or 9th crate, I just don't care. So yeah, the BAM one was really brutal. That one was really rough. We've had a couple times where they've done this with the newer characters. Tila Majorite. BAM was the same way. Yeah. Boss Livewire question. Do you think that the kit for Grand Inquisitor will be given an exclusive to content creator, or do you think CG will go back into turtle mode because of what happened with the beta tester? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, as I said previously, just because I'm not a beta tester doesn't mean I don't have a relationship with CG. But I mean, this whole beta thing really threw things into a not a good place. So I mean, you know, yeah. I'd still like to see them give exclusive to people that they trust, whether it's Heinz or Cubs, myself. There's a lot of good content creators that they have a relationship with. I'd still like to see them get exclusives. But then again, if you don't know who's leaking, can you trust it? You know what I'm saying? It's a tough gig, man. I don't know what the answer is. I'd like to see it, but you know. And I think some people have earned their trust, you know, that they know that they can rely on. I'd like to see that be the thing. I don't want to see them go into turtle mode. I really don't want to see that. But then again, that last leak was horrible. It really was horrible. And I kind of get why they're not, you know, why they wouldn't. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. So, yeah, I was with you on that Whittle 73. Relic 5 to I have Relic 8 because I've, you know, with Arc Trooper and stuff and other things, and I couldn't beat it. I mean, it's just the way the mechanic was set up between the Dark Magic and the other one. It was just absolutely silly. I kept trying, and eventually just reached the point. I reached the point with that Galactic Challenge. Like, I don't have all day to sit here and try to beat this for an hour or two. This isn't a Galactic Legend. This isn't a legendary character like Gas, which I didn't mind sitting for 18 hours beating. You guys know when I'm committed to a character like that, I'll go get it. But just for a few more bits of gear and pieces, I know it's slicing mats, but it's not worth it. And I don't think it does a service to CG to have something like that. OGD question, you might have been already asked this, but do you think they should let new players play Ultimate Marquee events and get those characters? That's actually not a bad suggestion, OGD. I wouldn't mind them doing that. Bringing back some old marquee stuff for the... I mean, the thing, too, is, though, that newer players have the advantage that some of us have never had because we've always been ahead of the curve a little bit through spending and just free-to-play, long-time free-to-play, where new characters come out. We're ahead of the curve on those. One part of me is like, yes, I would like to see that, but they also have the expedited farming plan too. But I don't think it would hurt anything. I mean, allowing some of those old marquees to come back and say, hey, here's 30 shards. I don't think that would be a bad play at all. I'm actually for that, actually. Because you still got to farm 30 shards, or whatever it is. Get them 3-4 star. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all. Alpha, I don't know if they ever caught the person, but they're never going to tell me. And I just never going to be privy to that information. I'm really happy that they got leaked on. That TW crap is pure trash. Well, I mean, you can be happy about it, but the consequences of that leak, Ardenelli, is that your boy Ranger J1999 is no longer a beta tester. So... there you go. All the beta program is dead, an unfinished product. I mean, and if all the stuff they leaked on, that was the one thing they wanted to leak on, good Lord. I'm in the know. So I can make that comment. But of all the stuff they could have leaked on, that's where you... threw yourself on the sword. Okay, good job. Yeah, the master beta testing days are over for your boy Ranger J1999. So, I just think it's a waste. It didn't accomplish anything other than pissing off the community. It got rid of the beta program, and now CG is, again, in non-trusting mode, which they shouldn't be. Would you? If you worked for a company and that happened, and you own a company and someone leaked some information, I mean... it's not an unreasonable response. I don't know what's going to happen from here, but, it is what it is. It's unfortunate. I thought we were doing a lot of good stuff there. It's an unpaid gig. You go in there, you do the best you can. Now, no, the master beta testing days are over there. I'm not a master beta tester there, Tina Morgan. Yeah. I mean, we did test for all stuff. We tested for a lot of stuff. We did the best job we could, but there's just no way. And I've seen it firsthand, and I can say that as much as myself and those folks tested our hearts out, there's no way on this planet that you're going to be able to test everything. You try to test what you can and what you think is going to be the most prevalent parts, and have that dialogue and communication with CG. Which did have an influence. I did have Crumb on here. He talked about how the influence of the testing program changed a lot of stuff that was coming into the game, having that dialogue with them and seeing stuff and letting them know what works and what doesn't work. But it's unfortunate. Well, Kenpachi, I can either confirm or deny the Niles capital ship, whether it was true or not. So at least I guess that'll be my last beta testing little neither confirm or deny. NDAs are a bitch. It is what it is. All right, let me go back through because I guess I heated on that ridiculous statement. Silliness, Wolfell. All right, let me see if I missed any. What else, Anthony? How many times you say you've gone over the moon at this point? I'm like a little girl right now. It's Star Wars week, man. This is my favorite time of the year, other than Christmas. I think I got all the ones. Yeah, I did. All right, so far we're caught up on everything. I'll be damned. Look at Ranger keeping track of the damn... Get out of here! We're going to get from a goddamn thing. How come the next GAC is only 3 weeks long? Is it? That's got to be an error. What? No. Let me go look. Let me look at this. Well, it only says 3 weeks, but you and I damn well know that that's going to be, they don't have week 4. I guess this is through June, beginning of July. Okay, I see what happened here. So this just goes through the first week of July. So it won't have the week 4 on here. This is mainly for the June stuff. And then they just threw in that third week of going into 5v5 fleets. So there'll be a 4th. Yeah. That's true, Ray Rock. May the 4th too. How do you balance this? May the 4th is pretty damn good too. But Star Wars week is really good too. And then there's Christmas. Christmas is number 1. Christmas is definitely number 1. Boy, they're so good though. Celebrating May the 4th. But Star Wars Celebration is just different, especially when you got Star Wars Celebration going on. Celebration week with all the interviews and just, it's so great, man. It's such a good time to be a weeb nerd Star Wars fan watching this stuff, man. I love it. I love it to death. I mean, Thanksgiving's cool. I love me some Thanksgiving. Halloween's fun. But, yeah, those 3 holidays. Even Memorial Day and Veterans Day get me kind of depressed. So, isn't Memorial Day weekend this weekend? Oh, shit. I just realized that. Is it? Oh, no. Oh, great. Well, I don't think that they kicked me to the curb. It wasn't like I was the only one to. They had to do what they had to do. I understand it, Arnell. I appreciate what you're saying. He says, I don't think CG deserves any of your services. You're a model tester. Once they're garbage, money hungry addition to TW, I suppose they kicked you to the curb. It wasn't so much that. It was more about just the leak itself. I mean, I've given my statement on this. And I'm all for leakers because there's certain times I think that there's some shenanigans going on. At certain times, depending on the level of the activity, leakers should be protected. I think whistleblowers should be protected. But there's also times where it's like, really? Really? I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, you know, for me, it's like I've never leaked. I've never done anything like, you know, with the only time I talked to people that were in the know was people that were under, what is my breakdown? I can't talk about it, Arnelli. I'm still under NDA. I mean, I know what was up with that stuff, but I'm not going to discuss it because I'm under NDA. I gave my word. I'm not going to discuss it. It would be very easy for me to discuss it, but you know, I gave my thoughts on that to CG. But that's the deal. I talk to CG about that stuff. I don't talk to you guys about it. You guys tell me what you think, and I share that to CG. The stuff goes uphill. That's the way it works. I'm not allowed to talk about my discussions with them. Reason is because I need to have those discussions with them. I don't make any money. I can't afford mess with the mouse's money. I don't even make any money. They would be like, Ranger. I have not seen those either, Ray Rock. I'm excited for Celebration. I can't wait. I love just sitting there, just listening to all the stuff in Celebration. But yeah, I mean, I always share my thoughts from the community with CG. And not going to just go into what those discussions were. I have my own thoughts about everything that you saw there. I'm not going to share those. That's just the way I am. I mean, there's stuff I did in the military. I'm never going to discuss that with you guys. One, it's classified, and two, it's just my oath. That's just the way I am. It's the way I'm wired. So, you know, would I love to talk about it? Sure, Arnelli, I would love to tell you. Blink twice if you hate CG. I actually don't hate CG. Yeah, Loki's actually that's really cool too. Loki and Crazy Excuses, who I did the charity stuff with here a couple of days back. Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. I was hanging out with Crazy, helping her raise some money, and then Loki, because it's in Anaheim. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm glad to see Loki's getting to hang out. But that poor guy, man. Yeah, I mean, I can't really talk about it, Dr. Feelgood. I'll let you guys have your own conjecture and stuff about it, so yeah. Part of the thanks, Tilo. It's not easy, guys. Trust me. But I mean, for me, it's a big deal. I mean, if I tell you, I mean, it's like a confidence. You know, people tell me stuff in confidence all the time. I'm just not going to tell that with somebody else. I just don't. I mean, that's breaking a trust. It's just not something that's just ingrained in my nature. You know, it doesn't mean I always agree with it. Doesn't mean I'm always on. I'm definitely not on board with a lot of stuff that goes on. But I'll fight those fights internally. I won't fight those publicly. You know, and you guys know me well enough to know that I'm going to speak my mind. So I'll just leave it at that. If I didn't like something that CG's doing, I'm let CG know. I'm like, hey, you know, the hell. You know, I've always had the mentality. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, and that's not a popular thing to do, and it's not easy because that makes you, you know, does not make you popular. But it's not about being popular. It's about getting it right and about putting out good stuff and doing the right thing. And you know, but I also have to understand, too, that I'm not always right either. You know, that's the best compliment I ever got was from McVenom. She said, the thing I love about Ranger is he has his opinion, but if you can provide him with really good stuff, he'll change his mind. And I will be changing my mind. Yeah, I don't tell it like it is. That's true, LL73. I don't tell it like it is. You guys know me. Oh, it's fine, Whittle sending 3. Wolfell just was going off, man. I know he's passionate, but damn, man, don't come after my ass. Especially with that kind of nonsense. And you guys know I love Wolf. I love me some Wolfell. Long time viewer, but damn, brother. Put me in a place. God damn it, Wolf. Why you do this shit? Speak your mind, say your piece. I may agree with you, I may disagree with you, but I'm still gonna love you at the same time. But damn, brother, don't make it personal, man. I didn't attack your ass. What else in 3? I think my favorite was your Reverend rant when they first announced Janet. Oh my god, yeah, one of many rants I've had. That to me was just. Speaking of the dark times when we didn't have communication, that thing came out there. Oh boy, I lost my shit. You guys know I'm a Revan junkie. I wear the costume for Children's Hospital of Atlanta. I wear it during Halloween. I'm big time into Revan. I've got the lightsabers brought to you by you guys, which is very generous and kind of you. And I've got the figures and all kinds of stuff. So when Jedi Revan came into the game was announced, I was like, huh? Y'all made that up. What are you doing? What? I was a little perturbed, dude. I was pissed. Oh boy. Especially for the cost of that at the time. Man, oh boy. Yeah, I went off on that one. The middle jar. Engineer says, hello there. What did I miss? I mean, we're just discussing. I'm trying to have a civil discussion about the 4 million GP proving grounds and just give my thoughts on it and stuff. And, you know, just having a discussion, a debate on it if you want. So, yeah. Hey, Ghost Strike, what's going on, buddy? Again, it's not an issue I'm going to jump on the sword about or get too upset about. But that being said, I totally see everybody's perspective on this. Let me get some more bourbon. Listen, I think the 4 million GP not being put in part of the notes, bad. I don't even like it. I think everybody should get these characters. Because you can have the 4 million GP disappear and then they still have to spend crystals on it. So it's still a win-win for CG. So I think that's what they should have done. But they didn't. So we will adapt like we always do. If you're upset about it, I think you have every right to be upset. I know a lot of players, it doesn't even bother them because they're above 4 million GP. And for them, they're just excited that they can go finish off these characters and get Cat done. You know, they don't have the time like a lot of us, for some of us did for Conquest, to get those characters quite finished, and they'd like to have them in their inventory. So I'm excited for them to be able to do that. So, you know, But the 4 million GP, I think, is the point of contention that everybody's having right now, which I agree. It should have been posted. It wasn't, you know, mistake. I don't think it was intentional. So, you know, that's what we're kind of discussing. And the engineer says, hello there, what did I miss? Just a few things. Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If that, okay, sorry. It's engineer, every time I see that, I gotta do that rap, man. I gotta do it. I gotta start it at least. That's like the third part of the rap. That's not even the first 2 parts of this. Because you can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. I mean, I can't help myself, man. Yeah, I think the relic levels were fine. I think the crystals were, it is what it is. I wasn't too upset about the crystals, but I kind of was like, the 4 million GP, the more I thought about it, I was like, it's kind of, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I could see totally why people would be upset about it, and I don't like it either. But I mean, again, I ain't falling, I ain't losing my mind about this stuff. But I totally, you want to lose your mind about it? Totally. You want to say CG sucks and stuff? I ain't gonna stop you. You know. There you go, Tila Mad. Tila Mad knows he's a child of the '90s like me. Boss Live Ranger, are you a Halo fan? If so, were you as anointed with the show as I was? Not a huge Halo fan, Boss Live Wire. I mean, I played it. I mean, I remember watching Red versus Blue back in the day. Oh, you rocket whore. It's a legitimate strategy. But I played quite a few Halos, but it's not, of the things that I'm lore-wise and stuff, I mean, Halo's cool, but I mean, I've never been that big into Halo. So I have not really watched the show. Do you think they had the 4 million in place when they made it the way post, or do you think they decided on it last week? I don't know. It's a legitimate question, Wolfell. I don't know what happened with the 4 million. I don't have any inside information on that. I mean, it's speculation. I don't know. It's a good question. I think it's a fair question. Did they have that as part of it and just forget, or did they decide on it? I don't know. It's a legitimate question. That is a legitimate question about the 4 million GP. That is a fair question. I don't know. But then I wasn't put on this person. I know a lot of things. I just don't know everything. That's one of the things I have no clue about. But I don't know. That's a good statement. I don't know. And I know that there's been some transition between Meathead and Crumb. Crumb's been on daddy leave. His baby's gorgeous, by the way. And I know Meathead's been doing the best job he can. He just came in, you know. So there's been a little bit of a transition there. I don't know where the lack of communication happened, or why the lack of communication happened, but it's a fair question to ask. Okay, so think about it like this, Arnelli. If you screw the player base over, people that get screwed over don't want to spend money. So if I'm going to lean toward one, and I don't think that they're terrible at communicating things. They've done a much better job at communicating things. But that doesn't mean errors and mistakes don't happen. And I think it's fair to hold them accountable on this issue about the 4 million GP. So I think yours and Wolfell's statement is absolutely valid to ask those kind of questions. Why wasn't this brought forth? Why didn't this get mentioned? What was the decision process on the 4 million GP? You know, I think those are all fair questions. I don't know, you know, so it's not like I mean, I have my communication CG. This isn't one of the things that I'm get asked about or talk about. You know, they make their own decisions. Like I always talk about, like, I tested, but I never knew when shit was coming into the game. I did my part, right? Yeah, we haven't even got to that part yet. I'm still, we have to get to the rest of the news. We've been on this topic forever and other things, but it's a celebration, Star Wars week, so there's other stuff running around. All right, now let's be clear. I have Cat. They're just a bunch of dorks. I'll advocate for people who don't have the characters. No, I'm with you. I actually would like, you heard my statement already. I think it's not proactive or productive, in my opinion, to, for me personally, I think you should give these characters easier access, because I think with players, I mean, again, I give the example. If you gave people Cat, like they did, A lot of players got capped because it was really easy to beat Conquest when it first came out. That just motivated them to go get their damn GMKs. And do you think they're not just going to be slow, willy-nilly on that? No, they're spending some money. I think when you give stuff, it makes stuff easier. You know, people will spend money. When people are happy about something, you know, they're happy. They want to invest a little bit. But when people, if you force them, will invest. But I mean, yeah, I just think that's the way they should do it. Razor Crest and Fleet shipments. I mean, Razor Crest and Fleet shipments makes sense to me, dude. It's a ship. I mean, where else are they going to put it? Razor Crest and Fleet shipments works. We noticed the other day that I forgot about this. Rex's ship is only available, I think, in Fleet Store, right? And some other stuff, but it's not available anywhere else. I was like, you know what? I forgot about that goddamn farm. I was looking at that like, oh yeah, that's gross. Ooh. Because someone's asked me, like, is there anywhere else to get Rex? I was like, oh, sure, he's probably got a note here, eh? And then I started looking. I'm like, you know, it's been a couple years since I did Rex. And then I looked. I'm like, oh, no. He's not farmable. Through a note. I was like, oh, no. I'm going to check again. I'm pretty sure we came to that conclusion. I was looking at that like, what the frack? Question, Beryl says, why are people so bent over the 4 million? I have a free-to-play account under 4 million. I unlocked CAT a long time ago. If you want the tune, you put in the resources. Ranger, you are 100 needless fuss. I mean, I try to be fair with everybody. Listen, I try to see everybody's sides, Beryl. I mean, yeah, you got it, but I mean, I can see people's argument on it. I try to take it from both sides on this one. Sometimes I will take a stance on an issue, right? And sometimes when I'm passionate about it, like Jedi Knight Revan, for instance, I will totally come at it from the angle where I think that I need to come from. But on this one, it's like, but I get it, you know? I mean, I can see it. Is Generous only farm available in the store? Yeah, it's been a while. Rex ship's not that bad actually. In GR, he's actually pretty good. In certain, it depends on the matchup. Actually, Rex's ship in certain matchups is really, really good. That speed up on Anakin can really make your life hell on earth. Because if that ship, if you don't have the right counter, man, that negotiate gets to pay out quick. You are in big trouble, boy. He really speeds the shit out of stuff. Yeah, that feeding turn meter to negotiator, not just Anacrin. Oh boy, that thing could be ugly, dude. Yeah, Rex is legit, man. That thing could really kick your ass in a heartbeat. And that actually happened to me on the last GAC fight we had because Rex was in there, and oh boy, I think it was Rex. Yeah, it was Rex. God damn that ship. Because I didn't hit with Anakin. I didn't get the red on Anakin like I needed. That dodge mechanic came in and Rex did his thing. I was like, oh no, this is not going to be, it's not good. It was not good. Yeah, Malevolence, it really wrecks the hell out of it. Makes it tough. I mean, that turn meter is no joke. Yeah, Rex is a legit ship. Now, there's some other ships we can talk about that are not so good. I'll be more than glad to have that conversation with you. Anybody do anything with, I don't know, Sith Fighter here? Look at old Sith Fighter. What a great ship. Not really. Oh boy, that ship. Oh, so glad I took it to Sibsar. I don't know. Arnell, good question. Are they ever going to fix Vulture Droid? I don't know. I know they're aware of it, but don't have an answer for you on that one. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a frustrating thing too. I get that one too. Trust me, I get it. That was a big one too. Yeah. The not, you know, it's funny doing talking fleets. I can't believe we're talking fleets. Man, these executive fights are getting ugly, man. Jesus. I mean, good Lord. It's a coin flip. It really is. It's RNG and it's a coin flip. It's super frustrating. Because if your opponent goes first, man, you're basically done, dude. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's really, I mean, there's days in Fleet where I'm like, I go first and I have no problem. Couple battles, I'm number one. Cool. Then there's days where it's like, I'll have back to back to back where they go first, and it's like, when right after Race Across the Sea, I've lost, and I just at that point I'm just like, click, I'm out. Sith Fighter, we were coming with Ravager confirmed. Down the thing I'm working. So, Waddles, what's going on? Waddles says late to the party. Anyone going to Celebration this weekend? Loki's going to be there from RSG. He's hanging out with the SWGOH crew. Our girl Crazy Excuses is going to be there. I know Crumb's going to be there. You know, so yeah. Yeah, it depends on the mirror match. Now, if you have Relic 8 and Relic 9 and they have Relic 8, then I don't know why you wouldn't use Executor. But the problem with the First Order, which I agree with you, Tilo, it's really, really good. But you got to have the relics and you got to have the mods for that to work. Because in the stars. Because if you don't, that fight will go to hell in a handbasket very quickly, and then you've got a turn meter loader executor. So I agree with you, Tilo, to a certain point. You have to have the toys to play with. But no, Tilo is absolutely right. The First Order, once you get everything up and running. And I do have a TIE Echelon. I just prefer it for banner wise, because most times I do the executive mirror and GSE, and I do quite well. Like we got 74 last round. And then, I like First Order against some of those other fleets. God, it just destroys. I'm sure there will be a booth with the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes there, Waddle, so just go find them, dude. Oh, Geek Girl's going? Oh, good. I love me some Geek Girl. Geek Girl's awesome. Yeah, and how to use a shuttle. That's true, Hianchi. I don't think that they are allowed. The only streaming that I think that's allowed is the actual Star Wars channel, which I will stream, but they'll get their time in the sun to showcase their stuff like they've done the previous celebrations. But you can go there and they'll have stuff set up and they'll talk about things. So yeah, if you're there and you're going to go just check them out. Yeah. Tell them Ranger sent you. Go tell Loki he's a sexy Buddha. Tell him I said that. Then tell Crazy I said hi, and Crumb I said hi. So Yeah. If you have the 7-star thing anymore, that's the thing. A lot of people do not have Echelon, the enchilada at 7 stars. And it also depends on the ruck level of the executor and mods. You gotta get some 60 mods on there to make that really reliable. It gets less reliable the less stuff you have. So, but yeah, you're right in thinking Morgan. If you've got the toys, man, yeah. Oh, really? Well, I don't know what kind of level the executors you're facing. Mine are all like, I'm in the top 500, brother, man. There's a nasty shit on defense, dude. Ranger, what's your opinion on the sequel trilogy? I think every Disney acquired the IP, they've done absolutely nothing of interest. Imagine him having the keys to the universe and then just doing the same thing. So there's the movies, and I think the problem with the movies is that it was too disjointed. I actually thought episode 7 was fine. And it was kind of a little bit of a rehash, but I love the new characters and I loved it. 8, there's parts of 8 that I really love, like Rey and Kylo in the throne room scene. Jesus, what a brutal fight! I loved it. But there's also parts in 8 that I'm just like, why are we doing this? Why are we going on this storyline? So 8, I have mixed feelings on. Some of it I like, some of it I was just like, no. And then 9 was fine, but they tried to tie everything up from the mismatch that happened in 7 and 8. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great stuff in 9, but it just was, it felt disjointed because they were trying to wrap up so many things. But there's a lot of stuff I liked. I try to be fair. There's stuff that I really like in episode 9. There's stuff I'm just like, no. That being said, Disney has also put out one of my favorite movies of all time, and that's Rogue One. Rogue One is goddamn gold. I thought Solo was really, really good too. I don't think it deserved the hate that it got. I thought it was a fun movie. I really liked it a lot. Not one of my top movies, but I still had a good time with it. But Rogue One, man, that's you can't ignore Rogue One, man. That's my tops, man. But I mean, I love Rogue One, and then the shows have been pretty bomber, dude. I mean, Mandalorian's been awesome. Book of Bubba was a little bit hit and miss, but it was still pretty solid in my opinion. So, so this, I think the sequel, I mean, it is what it is. It's film subjective. You're going to have an opinion on it. For me, like for instance, in all the Star Wars movie universe, episode 1 and 2 are just almost unwatchable for me. There's certain parts like Duel of the Fates and Yoda's fight and stuff like that. It's just like, okay, I'm in. But I love me some episode 3. Holy Christ. But it's hit and miss. I mean, you like what you like and you don't like what you don't like. But I mean, that's okay. That's what being a fan is. You like what you like and you don't like what you don't like. But I mean, yeah, Rogue One, man. Good God. That Vader scene alone, worth it. The final 40 minutes of that movie was un-goddamn believable. That is some of the best fighting in Star Wars I have ever seen. That shit was unbelievable. Rogue One is so amazing. And even then, I mean, I loved all of Rogue One. I just love that movie. God, what a great movie. I love it. But I think it's Rogue One for me. Right next to it is Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back will be one of my favorites. And then Episode 3. I'm an Episode 3 stan. I love Episode 3. I quote it all the time. I do the voices from the scenes in that movie. I love it. I mean, oh, God. The fight scenes in that movie were incredible, too. But yeah, Rogue One, man, especially as a military person, man, oh, man, that movie is unbelievable. That speech gives and that the whole scene before they even get in the ship to go to get the Death Star plans. Oh, Jesus. It was so raw, man. Rogue One is raw, and I loved it. I thought it was a well done movie. So good. I don't know what Boba Fett is. I don't think he's a hero, but he's not necessarily a villain either. I think it's just kind of one of those gray characters. I mean, and I kind of like characters like that, to be honest there, Arnelli. I like a character that's in that gray. Sometimes they do stuff you're just like, you just murdered that fool. But then again, he was a bad dude. But then again, you did murder him. Yeah, I'm excited. If you saw the Vanity Fair pictures, which I looked at the Vanity Fair, God, I'm excited for Ahsoka. I'm excited for Andor too. I think Andor's going to be really good. Yeah, I like Solo. I thought Solo was a good movie. I thought it was a really good movie. I like Solo. Yeah, just a simple man trying to make his way through the galaxy. Actually, I'll say Book of Boba Fett, the stuff that I really liked was actually the stuff with the Tuskens. I really liked that. It had a kind of Dances with Wolves kind of thing where, we've never really explored the Tuskens and their culture. And I just thought that was really good. I really liked that. Now, some of the other stuff is kind of I'm not on board with the motorcycle gang. But some of the other stuff I was really down with. The fight scene at the end was actually pretty dope. But the stuff with the Tuskens, man, I really loved that stuff, man. I mean, it was good. So the first few episodes, and then in the middle with the Mando stuff, I mean, anything with Mando and Grogu in it. I mean, we got Luke Skywalker talking to Ahsoka Tano, for Christ's sakes. I don't care where they put that shit. I'll watch that all day long. Lampshade says, "What's up?" says Miller's Magical Melodies. Well, what's up, Lampshade? I don't know why you're saying hi from Lampshade. Tell Lampshade to get his monkey ass in here, and I will say hi to Lampshade, founding member of RSG. So yeah. Do you think they would continue Solo through a TV show or do a second film? I don't think they'll do a second film. I would like to see a show. I think that would be really fascinating. You can get into Maul and all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be dope, actually. Oh, look, Ram Bam's doing GAC. Oh, that should be exciting. That goddamn Mace lover. Bastard. No, I'm excited for all the shows. I think Andor is going to be really good, dude. I'm excited. I'm over the moon. I said it again. What else? 3. I'm just giddy. Waiting for Friday. Friday can't get here fast enough because I'm going to be. As soon as I wake up, I'm going to be up early in the morning watching that, and then I'll be in Discord all day showing it for you guys so you guys can see it too. So yeah. I would like to see a solo TV show, actually. I think that has a lot of possibilities. I mean, think about the timeline and what they're dealing with. That would be kind of fun, actually. It's something to consider. I kind of like your. I would like to do it. I mean, Alpha Omega. I would really like to see a TV show. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. I would be excited for it. I didn't even get to the rest of the goddamn news. All right, let's cover this stuff because we got sidetracked on the stuff, which is totally fine. That's what we're here to do. Yeah, they did leave it kind of wide open. So the rest of the news, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Jeez. Cheese and rice. Shard Shuffle. We got Eighth Brother finally. He's farmable. I'm happy to see that because you guys know the heartache and heartburn I am on trying to get that goddamn character and the other 3 Inquisitors I have left to do. And then Fifth Brothers moved to Chromium and shipments. There was a bunch of fixes. And then we've got the Juhani Omicron. I'm not going to spend very long on this. Juhani, it's cool. It's nice. It's a TW Omicron. I'm not very motivated for it. It's fine. I'm just not invested. It's hard to be invested with Omicrons for TW now, with Omicrons being so difficult to get, and 2, GAC being so much more where it's at, because that's where you get your crystals. That's where the fight action is. And 9 times out of 10, with the way TW is set up right now, you know, even with Phasma, it's like, okay, that's a really good Omicron. And don't get me wrong, I think there's some really good Omicrons in TW, but I mean, if I got Malgus coming up, you think I'm going to do a TW Omicron over Malgus? You are crazy, because that's where I get my crystals, which allows me to get these characters faster and make my roster better. No way in this good earth am I spending money on a TW Omicron, especially when I have to farm my ass off to try to get Omicrons. When will they fix it? Vulture Droid? Your guess is as good as mine, Alpha Omega. I don't know. Barrel says Solo is way underrated. I wish they would have made a trilogy, 2 focusing on Lando, 3 Kira's Maul's Apprentice. That would have never happened because Star Wars fans love to hate. Yeah, it's a shame. I like the movie, but yeah. But as I said, I like to see a TV show. I think they could really take it. Why do a movie when you can do a TV show, especially with the way as popular as the TV shows have been? So yeah. And we've forgotten the Star Wars Visions with the animation that they did here recently. Everybody forget about Star Wars the Visions. Some of those were freaking amazing. Oh my God, I forgot about Star Wars Visions. Oh. If you click on the calendar link, there's a message from CG about why the calendar looks all over the place. Do I really want to do this, Mr. Bone? Is this going to lead to more nonsense? I don't see a link. Oh, you'll probably notice that this month's schedule has been adjusted to account for an upcoming title update. Will be changed to some event rewards such as Grand Arena Championship and running several extra events, assault battles, galactic challenges, and a special login character to count for a different schedule. We will have more details shared above. I think that probably has to do with probably Grand Inquisitor coming in, maybe. That could be a thing, right? Huh. I mean, hey, actually, we would love to, but I mean, we just don't get enough of them. And if I'm going to put my money on the table and say who I'm going to go invest in first, it's got to be GAC characters. I mean, I just have to. Huh. That's interesting. Well, we'll see what they do. I'm not going to react to it right now until it happens. And why they're going to adjust the schedule. So there could be good reason for that. We'll see. June's right around the corner. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think the problem with Omicron is we just don't have enough. And when the rubber meets the road, I mean, if I'm going to look at my account and I'll pull it up right now. I mean, I got to save 3 for Malgus. I got 51. You know, I got to be very specific about where I put Omicrons. You know, it's the way the world works right now. Title update and reward changes now, so I thought it was important. Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going on with that. Because someone mentioned the 5v5 fleet coming up in GAC, and for me, they just went through the beginning of July with that because there's no way they're not going to have 4 weeks of GAC. But there's other one. So let me look when GAC adjusts here. So Oh, guys. Check it out. I just noticed something. Okay. Put in your pipe and smoke it. Think about this for a second. The start of 5v5 Fleet. Notice the date here? Oh, it's not here. Oh, shit, I have to flip back. Help if I quit flipping back and forth. So, 5v5 Fleet starts on the 20th of June. Well, let's do some math here. We're on the 3rd week of Conquest. So that means the beginning of June, Conquest, GAC. The next week will be next week, beginning of June. So we're going to have like a week or two off between GAC. Ah. Well. Interesting. And then they're going to change some event rewards such as Grand Arena Championship. So they're making some changes to Grand Arena Championship for the rewards. And then running extra stuff in between as well. Oh, this is interesting, guys. I never pay attention to this damn calendar. Interesting. Apologies. Wolfo got me so fired up. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm kidding, Wolfo. You know I love you, buddy. Huh. Well, let me think about this. And we have an extra TW. Well, that's just because the way things work. It's another TW. Yeah, it's sometimes this is the way the calendar works. That one's not really registering. I mean, it's another TW, but I mean, it's, you know, it is what it is. Huh. All right. So, on the calendar, the 20th, 5v5. Let's look at when GAC is going to end for this one. So we have this week, the 30th through the 6th will be the last day of GAC for 3v3. We have this week and the next week. So that will take, it's going to be 2 weeks before the next TW. I got to think that that's when the Grand Inquisitor is going to come in. And maybe so 2 things on this. One, the Grand Inquisitor event's probably going to be right before then, so people can get Grand Inquisitor and get him up and running. Don't know why, but I mean, you would. The other thing is they're going to need some time down to adjust what looks like rewards. It says such as Grand Arena Championship. So there could be some different rewards coming in JC. That's exciting. That's exciting. That's a good point. Mr. Bone says 2nd still in June, then 3 starts July. LSTB and Comics will be on top of each other. That's a good point too. But I don't know if that's a part of what I'm seeing here from this calendar. There could be something related. With Andor possibly, but I mean, we don't know yet. Inquisitor says, initially I thought Omnis for selected characters being more usable, but not every new character comes with Omnicrons. Yeah, it kind of has to be, right? I get what you're saying there. Inquisitor Corveus, aka Mr. B, Benny. But I mean, they kind of have to have their Omicrons in place. You want to put an Omicron on a character you invest in and then have it change later on if it's a new character. It's not going to work. But a lot of the characters have been older characters that have... I think it's both, right? It's a little bit of both. A little bit of from column A, a little bit from column B. New characters will have Omicrons, but then they can still, like, it's got Johanny. Even though it's TW, it's still an Omicron. But it's still changing the dynamic of the characters in the game. With these Omicrons, we have quite a few, actually. That's really interesting. Ranger J, new assault battle incoming Inquisitor. That's fine. I mean, I'll beat it when I beat it, Hianchi. I'm not going to stress about it. I mean, just like the other assault battles, I mean, I'll do the best I can with it, and eventually I'll take it over. But like we were looking at the end game, I mean, Secrets and Shadows are coming up. I mean, I've only been through tier 1. And I'm not planning on beating tier 2 anytime soon because I ain't taking my Nest Sisters up just to beat that stupid thing. But just like with the other ones, I'm going to have my Inquisitors Relic 5. I'll get them up there. Eventually I'll beat the damn thing. But I'm not going to go out of my way to, thinking about assault battles. I'll beat it when I beat it, I mean, I'm not, I can't do anything more than that, I mean, so we'll have that. But I mean, if the gear's really good, then, but I'm already invested in Inquisitors, but it's like, it is what it is. Lampshade said, who the hell summoned me, Ranger? My Discord blew up. It was me, Meow. I don't know what's going on. Somebody said, I say hi from Lampshade, Meow. And everyone said something meow about Lampshade, Meow. And then there he is. Look, everybody, it's Dark Lord Lampshade, an OG original RSG member. He was probably doing the dishes, as is tradition. It's been 45 years since the New Hope came out. Is it really? Wow, it is 45 years. Wow. Yep. Right meow. Right meow now, Dark Lampshade. What's going on, buddy? I'm curious how hard it's going to be. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it is. I mean, if I'll beat what I can with it. I mean, I've got 2 characters at Relic 5, but I mean, I'm not even sniffing the other one, so yeah. George, what's going on, George Fletcher? Me, George Fletcher. Do. His boy, Elroy. He says, how do you think Johanny's new Omicron will interact with Starkiller? It will play. Will it be enough to make it worth it in TW? I don't know. Possibly, but you're still going to go in there in TW and kick the shit out of Starkiller. So, I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. Well, I hate to tell you this, Lampshade. It's just a solo project now with Ranger J 1999. Finn no longer plays the game. Grani no longer plays the game. McVenom no longer plays the game. Loki plays the game, but he is busy and he gets off work late, so he can't be here late in the afternoon. So it's just little old Ranger J 1999. Do I have a cat? No, I don't. I don't know about that. Lord Lampshade, I don't know about that. Did I get crazy, meow? Yeah, I did. You should be ashamed of yourself, Lampshade. You guys, if you go back and listen to the first episode of RSG, Lampshade's an OG member, and when we were Real Sith the Genius, we're doing this stream, and then Lampshade's like, I hear dishes being washed and done in the background. There's Lampshade doing the dishes, Things have changed quite a bit there, Lord Lampshade, since you played the game there, my friend. We have quite a few fluctuations of characters and stuff in the game. And I've stayed on top of all of it. But yeah, it's pretty much a solo project for old Ranger J 1999. You missed those ads. We still run them once in a while. It's tradition. Some people will want to see an ad and we'll play a commercial, but yeah. Lord Megatron and the Decepticons are coming in hot and heavy. There we go. Getting some people coming in. Yeah, but Juhani and TW, getting back to that, it's going to be fine. But again, it's a TW Omicron. It's good, but it's like, I can't compare this to GAC. Thank you, Lord Lampshade. Yeah, coming on 6 years, brother. We've been running the show. Well, I've been running the show for 6 years. So, we do what we must and do everything we can. What's going on, big Lord Megatron? Megatron! I actually have Starscream sitting over there. I wanted to get more Transformers, and then I saw the price of them, and I was like, well, my collection days are over for that. Too poor to be trying to get Transformers. Pricey. Like, I really wanted to get some of those combiners. There's the Constructicons with Devastator, and I said, oh, $500. No. Not now, not ever. So if I want to start playing, where would a rookie start? Pretty simple. I mean, there's 2 paths that I recommend. We have Galactic Legends now. They didn't have those back in the day when you were playing their Lampshade. So if you start playing again, well, if you're old account, I would still do that. You still have that voice. Megatron! Don't ask me to do Soundwave. I can't do it. So you can see that we have 6 Galactic Legends in the game. 2 are really good for starting players. I think C is really good, and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is good. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. He's got a 12-pack. In jazz hands palpitating. He's quite delicious. Look at me, lampshade. I'm missing a digit. So yeah, that's where I would start off with. Get some good characters out of it. They've got a whole new... Lampshade, the game has changed drastically since you played it. Starscream was your favorite Transformer? Yeah, I've got him sitting over there. I just don't have him showing down there. The Arnold impersonations. Oh, I do all those impersonations still. Lampshade, you whiny bitch. Quit playing with your pussy, cat. Quit doing the dishes. Stop it. Stop making noise. You're trying to do a show here. What's wrong with you? You son of a bitch. There you go. For you. I got that. I actually got that sound from Conan. Because if you watch Conan when he's always fighting or getting something happen to him, like, you know, he falls down the hole when the wolves are chasing him. It's like, Jesus. Oh, yeah. That is so funny. So we were doing a VIP stream. Thank you for bringing that up. What else? 23. We weren't playing the sound. We just had the video up. It was Total Recall. And I was actually doing the voices of Arnold, doing the lines from that, just for fun. Because look, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm watching Total Recall. I'm like, share it. So he started sharing it, and I started doing the noises and doing Arnold. We actually got the pre-stream pulled down and copyrighted because they thought Arnold, that was Jesus Christ. That is just like stupid. I'm like, damn, I know I was good, but I didn't know I was that good. Jesus, you're going to copyright me for, you know, me doing the lines? You blew my cover! It's like, oh, God. I got copyright strike for just doing that? Ridiculous. But, you know, I mean, I'm a man of 1,000 voices. I do them all the time. People want me to do them all the time. Birthday shout-outs and, I don't think Lampshade's ever heard the Kermit Taken one. I did that back in the day. Someone wanted me to do the Taken speech with Kermit the Frog, so I did that. That's always been a popular one. But I mean, there's so many voices I've done, and people like want to hear it. So I've done that. That can be, we've got that as like a bit thing now. So yeah. Hell no, I didn't make it back, man. Are you crazy? Team Skunk died. Everybody else moved on. Skunk's a piece of shit. I should get paid for that copyright strike. I know, right? Mickey Mouse. Ha! Oh boy. Sure is a lot of anger out there. Grande still hangs out. He doesn't play the game anymore, but Grande still comes in and gives me a hard time, especially during the lunch streams or Lampshade. Here, we'll do this for Lampshade. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. I'm having to read this right now. So I'll do it again. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you. Yeah, I will. You're welcome. I did Pee Wee Herman the other day. Someone freaked out, like, "Oh my god, I didn't know you did Pee Wee." Like, yes, I did. I can do Pee Wee. So this is kind of stuff we do here at RSG. Oh, we're past that flow, man. We're gonna wrap it up because I got many days of streaming and stuff coming up. So there's the tail end. We can have some fun. That's what it's all about, interacting with you guys anyway and have fun. You can do Kermit with anything. I've done the I did Kermit with all the lines from Palpatine. That's always fun when you do Kermit, Dark Lord of the Sith Kermit. I must say, Master Jedi, you arrived here sooner than I expected. In the name of the Galactic Republic, blah, 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 blah. Are you threatening me, Master Jedi? The Senate will decide your fate. I am the Senate. It's treason, then. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I'm not surprised. Yeah, go wash your dishes there, Lampshade. I know you get in trouble with all the kiddies and the wifey and the breakfast cereals and stuff, so go do your chores, brother. As I said, I'm getting ready to start wrapping things up here. We've had our laughs, we've had our arguments, we've had our rage tonight. Jesus. Wasn't planning on getting ragey tonight, but it was kind of the way it worked out. Come on, stop bullshitting. Go do the dishes. They're not going to wash themselves. Get in there. All right, last call for questions and stuff. Oh, Captain Kirk. I mean, the Captain Kirk is just a pause. It's like, there seems to be no way, Spock, that we can do this. I mean, just that's all you have to do for Captain Kirk. Darth. Oh, Kirby. Yeah. Fonzie. Waka, waka, waka. Yeah, you can do all that stuff. Pigs in space. I'm the captain. I remember growing up with that. Beaker. Me, 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 me. Hank Hill, South Park. I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody can do impressions if you just think about it. It's just a matter of just how your voice works and then copying it and stuff. It's not hard. Presidents, everything like that. It's not a hard thing. They have certain mannerisms. You listen to it. Some people are just better picking that up and stuff like that. That's right, George. Your question seems to be perfect. There you go. Dance the fares away. Worry for another day. Down to Fraggle Rock. Yeah, good old Fraggle Rock. Yep, good old Fraggle Rock there, TJZ. The good old Fraggle Rock. Jim Henson, God bless him. Frank Oz. Good folks. But I do the Joker, I do Batman, I do Bane, I do all that stuff. I have to usually cut my hands because you have to get that kind of mask feeling when you do Bane. It's like, oh, Master Wayne, no need to stand on ceremony here. It's not hard. And Batman just go growly. It's not who I am inside, but what I do that defines me. I'm Batman. Well, yes, you are Batman. You are definitely the Batman. So I do this stuff all the time, man. That's why you guys watch. It's not because of anything else. It's just me being stupid. Talking about the game and then in between doing voices. So it's what my life has evolved around. All right, last call for questions and stuff. I'm going to start wrapping it up. Lively discussion tonight, to say the least. Holy moly in the frijoles. What a night. We'll do a last call. Closing time. And then we'll do JC tomorrow. Sneak peek. They're pretty good. It's a fellow Maw MC Guild, Darth Crotus, and a pretty good player. Pretty good player. I don't think they've attacked at all. We'll try to knock it out tomorrow afternoon. we'll do that, and then tomorrow I'll be back for the GA Center, and then Friday we'll do basically we're going to be doing. I'm just doing no lunch stream on Friday. I've decided I'm just going to show Obi-Wan everywhere. You're welcome, Benny Lou. Thank you very much, Lord Megatron. I very much appreciate that. Nobody does streaming better than Ranger. He's unbelievable. I know streaming. No one's a better streamer than me. He's the best. He's numero uno. All right, one last call. Then we're going to wrap it up. So if you have any questions, comments, bitches, scraps, or complaints, now's the time. Now is the time. Do you think GBA spy shells will work against Newt B1 Dooku? Yes, I do. Burn B1 down, burn Newt down, get Duke out of there with the big hit, and then you'll be fine. GBA spy soldier will easily handle that. I mean, ideally you'd want Sunfac, but I think soldier will be fine. Geonosians versus that Newt combination is always pretty good. But yeah, just all in attacks on B1, and then save your big hit with spy for Dooku. Get him out of there, and then it's free shots. I mean, Newt's just constantly just giving you free shots. I mean, he extorts you, and then you're just like, okay, free shots, thanks. Kenpachi question, last question we'll do. It's been a while since you took us outside to see your progress on the hill. How about a new one? Remind me tomorrow. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll get some new pictures of everything I've done on the hill. Obviously, I've been killing myself, so at least I can show progress of what I've been working on. So yeah, remind me tomorrow, Kenpachi. I'll go take some pictures. I'm not gonna do it right now. It's been raining, so yeah. Yeah, it was people are like, you did that? You're insane. I'm like, you're right. I am insane. So we'll get that in for you guys. Just remind me, because you know I get distracted with so much different stuff and stuff going on in game and outside of game and the breakfast cereals and the puddings and everything. So yeah. All right, with that, I think we can wrap it up. So, guys, it's time to kick off Celebration. So tomorrow we can talk about Celebration and stuff. We'll do GAC tomorrow. That's all I'm doing for the lunch stream, but we'll still hang out, answer your questions, stuff of that nature. We'll do some GAC, and then tomorrow night we'll have the GA Center with myself and my co-host Nev on the Escape Podcast channel. Then Friday we'll do Kenobi Day in Celebration for you guys, because I love you. We're going to run Kenobi in the Discord, so we'll have fun there. And then Friday night we'll have happy hour, have some more fun with you guys doing GAC and drinking and all that good stuff. And then Saturday we'll have Jedi Academy as is tradition, and then Saturday night hopefully we get some D&D in. So that'll be a great way to spend your next couple days hanging out with RSG. So love you guys, have a great rest of your night, be safe, and we will holler at you later. Peace out.